Yes, sir, Jake. It should be a good matchup here today between these two teams. Two teams pretty early in the season, good on paper. And for Scholastica, I want them to get after it. They are winning in the turnover margin, 4.2 up. And just get after the Vikings defensively and just push it offensively. Vikings need to control those boards and really just get after it tonight and convert the shots and get them to fall.
Saints get the early possession here in the early bucket, as that was Tanner Thompson with the bucket, and that's the Saints' first possession, ending in a basket. Vikings have been in a number of high-scoring affairs so far early this season, as Sagatol off the curl out to Madsen in the corner. Pass inside. Tough finish, too strong off the backboard and out by Makai Murphy. Rebound to the Saints, back they come. Coy Nelson with it here, pass off to Thompson. Pass out to Overstreet, three-pointer on the way. Nelson rattles out, rebound by Tion Thomas. As it'll be Madsen in transition, three-pointer off front iron and out. Shoto. Guarded by Sagatol. Now pass off to Jacquez Overstreet. Step back three-pointer on the way, off back iron, off the top of the backboard, and then they're gonna say it hit the stanchion up above the basket, and it'll be a turnover here, Vikings basketball.
A lot of good screens here, making some open looks, just no conversions off those 3 points yet.
Heiderscheit with it. Vikings looking to respond after that early two. Inside Murphy. Steps through. Kick out to Sagatol. Sagatol, tough take inside and finishes. Averaging 21 and a half on the season. Had the winning free throws against St. Mary's, and the Vikings only win this season. Has the first basket here. Does Drew Sagatol for the Vikings this afternoon. Three-pointer on the way. Thompson is good. Heiderscheit swings it over. Sagatol thought about the three, now going to drive to his right, gets inside, leans in, able to get his rebound off the block, taken by Murphy. Strong take up, unable to finish. Sagatol, 15-foot floater, got it.
Good job just staying there. Saints have been so far pretty tough in the paint. We'll see if that can continue as we go on.
Yeah, you've seen Aaron Kiko in the middle just kind of dominating things. Here he is giving off to Thompson. Shoto into Nelson. Nelson faked the shot, pass inside. Now here comes Kiko backing down and putting it up and in for two with his left hand.
Some blue-collar work right now by the Saints.
Screen set by Murphy. Heiderscheit hesitates, now drives inside. Right hand reverse is good. Back and forth we go, early exchanges. Shoto inside, driving on Murphy, kick into the corner for Overstreet. Now Nelson. Pass out, Thompson gets the flyby of Sagatol, 18-footer's good. A hot start here for the Saints, and Thompson specifically, he's up to 7. Heiderscheit kick into the corner. Madsen three-pointer, got it! 1,032 points, as was mentioned beforehand. He's got his first three of the night to make it 1,000. Nielsen and Xavier Patterson, two guys that were a part of back-to-back program championships, both in the tournament as well as regular season, now serving as assistant coaches for Coach Garvin. As here's Nelson driving in the inside, left-hand layup for two. Leaves a lot of holes to fill, especially with the experience that Nielsen and Patterson both had. Yeah, three-pointer on the way for Madsen, got it!
There's another one. Yeah, but it's really that learning curve.
Overstreet. Pass off to Thompson, who's been getting after it early. Finishes again. He's up to 9. Handoff, Sagatol hesitates, goes to his right, 15-footer on the way, too strong, and then we're going to get a foul underneath on Makai Murphy. That'll be his first, team first. Couple of substitutions here coming for both teams, as Isaac Mamat will sub on to replace Murphy. And number 23, Andre Crockett Jr. will sub in here for the Saints, leading by 1 with the ball here. just under 4 minutes played as Mamat comes away with the steal after it was poked away by Heiderscheit. Madsen drives baseline, kick out, Sagadol, wing three, got it!
There you go. Keep it going. Threes in a row now for the Vikings.
Couple by Madsen and then one there from Sagadol. They combine for 13 here. Vikings have a 2-point lead. Pass inside to Kiko. Gonna pass it back out. Overstreet looking to respond. Unable to. As here comes Madsen.
Ooh.
Beautiful pass.
Thread the needle. Vikings riding hot. See how the Saints respond.
Crockett Jr. off to Kiko. Kiko to Thompson. Thompson, good closeout from Sagadol. Nelson inside, able to get it back out. Crockett Jr. pass into the corner. Overstreet with 10 to shoot. Overstreet crosses back over. Good square up from Thomas. Had to put it up over him. Man in his jersey able to knock it down. Heiderscheit crosses over, able to get space, dumps it off to Mamat. Pass out Madsen, three-pointer on the way, off back iron and out. Rebound to Overstreet, and he's just gonna walk it up here. Pass off to Crockett now.
Yeah, that one just a little ambitious. Kind of a deep three. Had a decent shot at it, but.
Kiko, pass off to Crockett Jr., three-pointer on the way, gets it to go.
Bang.
Back up by one are the Saints. Pass over to Heiderscheit. Give off to Tion Thomas. Thomas gonna bring it back out here. Vikings trying to find something going on offense. Resets his feet, does Madsen. Long two-pointer, no good. Had a foot on the line. Overstreet, pass over to Crockett Jr., who hesitates. Now gives off to Overstreet. Pass inside Kiko, and they're gonna say a hold underneath, as that'll be foul on Heiderscheit. Will give possession on the baseline to the Saints. And a couple of substitutions coming here for the Vikings as DJ Akpati will sub in, as does number 13 Elijah Johnson. Number 24 for the Saints, Kobe Carrolls will sub in, as does number 4 Kai Penny. And number 2 Mo Washington as well. So a couple of fresh legs here for the Saints, as now Crockett Jr. pass off to Carrolls. Give to Washington. Washington pass off to Crockett Jr. Three-pointer on the way is good. It's been a hot start here for the Saints, as Vikings defense again allowing a high percentage of makes from the field, as Mamat fighting for the rebound off of Thomas. Three, no good. Washington gets inside, right hand layup, no good. A little bit of contact after the shot. Kick out, Crockett Jr. three, unable to hit. And a rebound for Madsen, and now we get a foul underneath. There had been a little bit of contact in there well before that as well. Thomas had gone up for the block, caught a little bit of Washington on the way through, but no call, and then it was just a scramble from there.
Yeah, it's a lot of clash of buys there, but now coming in with all these bench players, interesting to see if we'll still have this fast-paced tempo, if the bench can keep responding in the way the flow of the game.
Mamat tried to fight one through, and then we get a kick ball underneath. So 22 on the shot clock here for the Vikings. Akpati will be the person to inbound. He'll pass into Mamat. Pass off to Thomas. Out to Akpati. Gets inside. Tough layup, unable to finish. The Vikings have gone cold here on the offensive end. NATO run so far for the Saints. Washington tries to cross over. Good defense there from Tion Thomas. Now Johnson takes Crockett Jr. Shot fake from Carrolls, and now Crockett Jr. crosses back over, gets inside, pull up 15-footer is good. As Akpati will walk it up, make it a 10-0 Saints run. Akpati able to get inside, kick out. Johnson, three-pointer on the way, off back iron and out. Rebound to Carroll's. Good look there from Johnson. Just nothing falling right now for the Vikings.
Yeah, just a tough sequence. See Akpati trying to conduct the offense, trying to get something to go. That time they got the open three, just couldn't execute.
Good move there from Crockett Jr., unable to hit. Rebound tapped up in the air. Mamat able to come down with it, and we'll pass it up ahead to Madsen. Madsen crosses over, going to his left, gets in tight. Nice. Tough shot is good.
Just hanging in with that one.
Yeah, great body control there from Madsen. Breaks the Saints run.
See, the Vikings got some people ready to check in. We'll see how that can go with the down by 4 only.
Kick out. Keichel able to find the open three there for Crockett Jr. No good. Akpati now with it. A chance to cut further into that lead. Mamat the screen. Akpati gonna drive inside, pull up 10-footer, gets the kind roll.
Now the Vikings got something to go. Now we're only down to a 2-score game. And they were up before, so need not much after the run from the Saints.
Washington with it. Can kind of sense that the pace has slowed down a little bit to what you were saying here, Josh, where both teams just maybe a little bit of tired legs. It's been a lot of up and down, back and forth, but 15-footer coming, too strong. That time from Kai Penny as Tion Thomas came away with it. Akpati hesitates, drives inside, able to slow his body down and finish. The body control in the paint, leading to the open 2 in a tie game.
Nice tough buckets on the Vikings inside. You can kind of sense both teams a little more tired now from how quick they came out the gates.
Crockett faked a step back, packed it off to Carroll's. Mo Washington step back three-pointer, too strong. And a rebound by Madsen. Looking up ahead for Mamat, and that'll be out of bounds here. And whole host of substitutions for both teams.
Got a whole bench swap.
I think it's just a whole platoon swap here for the Vikings. Julius Hendricks in, Heiderscheit and Sagadol back in. You got Winston Knox in there, as well as Jack Brockman. Heiderscheit. That's actually Marwin Abdi as three-pointer from Sagadol is good. And Drew up to 10 points here early on in this one. Vikings back out front by 3. Crockett Jr. hesitates. Pulls up inside. Floater able to get the kind rolling in. Nice move there from Crockett Jr. He's up to 10 points. Heiderscheit. Corner pass to Hendricks. Pass off to Brockman. Back to Hendricks. Hendricks inside. Dumps it down low for Avi and out of play. It was a good move there. Hendricks, I think, maybe he had the floater if he wanted it.
Yeah, has opted to take that one. Pass it just didn't go the way he wanted to. I feel like he just got pulled that one.
Shoto off to Crockett. Step back three-pointer on the way. Andre Crockett unable to hit. Rebound falls to Brockman as he'll bring it up. Pass inside for Abdi. Marwin Abdi inside, gets space, puts up the floater, no good. Overstreet the rebound. As the Saints look to run, Thompson back into the game as well. Ooh. Pass inside, blocked by Heiderscheit. Now another move there from Penny as Heiderscheit fell, found himself open and puts it in for 2. Sagadol inside, tough finish, no good, but we get a blocking foul and 2 free throws coming for Sagadol.
Just a nice way to draw the contact there inside, get to it the line.
Sagadol already up to 10 points here on the afternoon. Mentioned before that he averages 21, so well on his way to that. First free throw rattles out. I wasn't going to say anything, but coming into the afternoon here, he had made his first 26 free throws on the season.
One time it would have been good to hear it.
First minute miss there from Saginaw all year from the free throw line. Able to make the second though, brings it back to a tie game with 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Thompson hesitates, now spins inside and puts up a tough shot, but Brockman stayed home. Kind of saw him getting a little antsy there as Thompson was backing down. Overstreet puts up the three and nails it. Three-pointer has been a common theme for the Saints so far as they lead once again by 3. Saginaw inside, and we get an offensive foul on Abi.
Both teams just came out the gate flying. Both teams allowing over 80 points a game, so you will see some probably high-flying offense here. But did cool down a little bit later in this first.
Three-pointer from Nelson, too strong. Abi the rebound. And he'll just run it up the floor here. Open space for him to work into. Brockman pass off to Heiderscheid. Back to Brockman. Fake the three. Drives inside. Good recovery there from Tanner Thompson. Hendricks inside before the shot. Foul. Shot will not count. It'll be Bethany basketball here on the sideline. 20 on the shot clock here as now Kiko will sub in and will replace Kai Penny. We'll see Makai Murphy sub back in as well for Bethany. Heiderscheid able to get it up on top as he'll set things up here. Saginaw with it. Pass off to Brockman. Heiderscheid uses the Murphy screen. Pass over to Hendricks. Hendricks goes baseline. Dumps it down to Murphy. Back to Heiderscheid. Heiderscheid with 6 behind the back. Lost it. And turnover here. Overstreet now in a 3v2 scenario. Layup is good. The finger roll.
Nice job. Just keep that one and put it up. I think defense was expecting the pass.
Saginaw. Brockman throws it down off the miss.
Freshman with the putback.
It was a nice move from Saginaw and Brockman right down Broadway for the finish. Back to a 3-point game as Shoto has it on top here. Pass off to Overstreet. Pass inside Kiko, looking to back down Murphy. Pass out, Overstreet, long range three, got it! My goodness, it's raining threes here for the Saints early on in this first half. Heiderscheid into the corner, errant pass out of play. And Jax Madsen will sub back in here for the Vikings. As the offense just a bit sporadic here for Bethany early on in this first half.
Yeah, it's really just been back and forth. Both teams will get hot and then will cool off for a little bit, then right back to the hot for the Saints. They did miss a few threes in a row, but just right back on it.
Nelson. Pass off to Kiko. Now Overstreet, who's caught fire a bit here in this first half. Tough two over Brockman. Able to knock it down. Had some words to say after.
What Bethany talked about in that timeout.
Yeah, both teams have allowed close to 47-48% from the field against or to their opponent's shooting. So long ways to go and a lot of looks and opportunities potentially if you look at the statistics. Bethany going to have to find a run here. Three-pointer on the way from Madsen, unable to hit. Brockman able to keep it alive. He'll pass out to Heiderscheid. Pass into the corner. Brockman looking to drive. Dumps it down to Murphy. Murphy gets stuck and then passes it back to nobody, as I think he was anticipating Madsen coming across the baseline and then just ends up throwing it out of bounds. So another possession goes by the wayside for Bethany.
Yeah, had the right idea, just no one came through the back door to get that one to go and ended up getting an errant pass.
Shoto driving on Brockman, tough layup, no good, and then ball tapped out of play off of Murphy. It'll be 20 to the shot clock for, it should be 20 to the shot clock here for the Saints.
That would have been a tough bucket by Shoto against a much taller Brockman.
Shoto with it, Nelson. Ends up handing off to Thompson. Three-pointer on the way, too strong. Rebound tapped around. It'll fall to the Saints. Thompson again open, gets the commit from Madsen. Contact inside, no good. Kiko, strong rebound. And then they're going to get a whistle and a foul on Thomas for Bethany. That's his first, team fourth. And Bethany just unable to clear the glass now as well. A couple of offensive rebounds.
Yeah, talked about just what I was about to say. It's really that 8-point lead has been the shooting percentage of the Saints, but they're also getting some second chance points along with good defensive bounds, not letting Bethany do the same.
So Akpati will sub back in for Bethany. Heiderscheid will take a seat here. 8-point Saints lead, about 4:30 to go in this first half. Second free throw good from Kiko, and it's the largest lead of the night for the Saints at 9. With Bethany looking to try to get a bit more momentum for themselves here. Thomas off to Brockman. Pass over to Akpati. Akpati hesitates, kicks into the corner. Madsen pull-up 15-footer is good.
There you go, it's one.
Madsen able to get his tally up to 10 as it's back down to a 7-point game here for the Saints. Overstreet, pass back door, Thompson to Kiko. Good ball movement and a finish.
Amazing sequence.
As Kiko juggled it a little bit, was able to control it and put it in for 2. Akpati inside, contact, unable to finish as he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, they have been letting a little bit of roughness in the paint go by, but that one just clear hit of the arm as Akpati just falls on the ground there.
Akpati averaging 11 points on the season for the Vikings through these first 4 games. Unable to get that first free throw to go as Heiderscheid will sub back in here for Bethany.
I feel like in the last, ever since single digits on the first clock, it's been mostly Saints, but the lead only at single digits still, only a 9-point lead, so Vikings very much could get this down, trimmed, or even a lead still within the first half.
Akpati able to knock down the second free throw, as it'll be 40-32 here once they get the scoreboard fixed, and we're going to get a foul on Akpati. As Shota was able to turn the corner, Akpati tried to knock it away from behind.
That falls on the Vikings number 11, DJ Akpati, his first, team fifth.
Washington, pass off to Shota. Gets Akpati on his hip, pass out to Washington. Washington inside, pass out to Overstreet. Jabs now looking to drive on Thomas, 18-footer, too strong off back iron. Rebound tipped down to Madsen by Murphy. Now Jax looking to run the floor here. He'll get inside, double coming from Overstreet, and then able to win it back. The hustle from Overstreet throws it off of Madsen and out of play.
It's really just been the difference in this first half. The Saints have just had a little bit more hustle than the Vikings, looking a little less tired.
Washington. Kiko off to Overstreet. Overstreet loses a defender behind the screen and able to knock it in. 15 points for Jacquez Overstreet in this first half, as he's been doing it all over the place. And now Washington forces the turnover from Thomas. Washington off to Kiko inside. Good defense there from Heiderscheid, but Kiko able to knock it in. And it's a third, averaging 11 steals per game through these first 5 games for the Saints. So it's been all over the place for St. Scholastica here early on in this first half. As Heiderscheid brings it up here, he'll pass off to Madsen. Now Sagadol off to Akpati. Akpati gives to Heiderscheid. Heiderscheid looking to drive and then throws it past Madsen. And out of play, once again, another turnover for the Vikings. Overstreet. Guarded by Arkady. Arkady tries to go over the screen. Overstreet unable to lose him as now Shota looking to get it inside to Kiko. Kiko looking to back down. Good dig there from Madsen. Three-pointer on the way from Shota. Unable to hit. Washington keeps it alive. Arkady able to keep possession, and then it goes out of play once again.
Another great hustle play by the Saints.
So 20 on the shot clock here, under 2 minutes to play. Kiko. Pass off to Shota. Shota inside, gonna kick it out to Thompson, who takes the three-pointer from deep, unable to hit. Kiko kept it alive, and then Madsen comes away with it. Has Sagadol up the floor. Sagadol down to Murphy, but poked away from Washington. Great hustle getting back.
They're just not getting tired, and I don't think they've had a sub in a minute.
Yeah, it's been, you know, again, we've mentioned the hustle, the effort. That's all things that can win you games, but especially for how far back Washington came. He was pretty close to underneath the basket. Murphy had beat him up the floor and just didn't give up on the play. As now Madsen inside through contact and a foul on Thompson, as Madsen will go to the line to shoot two.
His first.
So for Madsen, up to 10 points here so far on the afternoon. A couple of three-pointers, couple of nice shots from inside. Gonna need him to keep going strong. Him and Sagadol have been keeping things alive for the Vikings, but a missed free throw here from Madsen.
Yeah, it's been kind of rough on the free throw line for the Vikings.
Second free throw up and good. We'll get a substitution here as Roy Nelson will sub in. Nelson with it on the wing. Now here's Overstreet, able to turn the corner. Tough layup is good through the contact and one.
Overstreet showing a little bit of the toughness there. He's been raining threes, but this time right into the paint.
Been doing it all. Has been a threat on the defensive end, has been getting after it on the offensive end. A bunch of tough shots over defenders, a bunch of tough makes, open threes, you name it. He's been able to do it so far in this one.
Yeah, their leading scorer on the team, averaging 25 a game.
Free throw up and good for Jacquez Overstreet. Mo Washington will sub back into the game, replace Nelson. As it's a 15-point lead here early on in this first half. Screen by Mamai. Pass into the corner. Johnson, three-pointer on the way, too strong. Washington comes away with the rebound. Kiko running the floor well, gonna put it up and in for two. Johnson saw it come and just was unable to get it back. As Arkady inside right-hand layup, no good, but they are going to call basket interference. As backboard was shaken there, shook the layup out, so give the 2 points to Arkady. He's up to 7.
And a lot of hustle with the Saints. They do spread the load scoring-wise. All 5 starters averaging around the 20 points per game.
And Tion Thomas will sub into the game here for the Vikings. Just wondering, he got there right as I think the ball was being put into play. They allow the substitution here. Overstreet. Kick out, Crockett Jr., three-pointer on the way, too strong, rebound to Sagadol. Sagadol pounded by Thompson in the backcourt, trying to get up the floor, dumps it off to Mamat,
nice
puts it in for two.
trying to get something going here before the half. One more good sequence.
Crockett Jr. almost ended up with a 10-second backcourt violation. It is now Overstreet, guarded by Madsen. Kiko gets it over to Nelson. Nelson going to drive inside. 7 on the shot clock. Crockett Jr. crosses over, step back, three-pointer on the way. It's good. That's just the way that things have gone. Thomas with 2, with 1, unable to hit. The Saints come into the Sports and Fitness Center and light it ablaze in this first half. Put up 50. Second half underway here. Bethany in gray, Saints in blue. Glad to have you with us for this Saturday afternoon basketball game. Madsen will pass off to Thomas. Dump inside. Makai Murphy right there. Good start for the Vikings.
And they were hot to start the first half. We'll see if they can continue to the second.
I think that's some good sign there for the Vikings. And for Murphy especially, kind of struggled in that first half, trying to get open shots in the paint. Got a really good look there, and then good defense from Saginaw forces the turnover. Madsen in transition, spins inside through contact. Heiderscheit three-pointer on the way, unable to hit. Saginaw with the rebound.
There's a board.
As cutting late was Murphy. Madsen inside now, bumps off Shota, puts up the shot and in.
There's a start for the Vikings.
Madsen up to 13. Vikings only trail by 12 now. As pass out to Thompson, who had a hot start. Gets it inside. Kiko able to put it in for 2. Murphy a little overzealous that time inside. Kiko makes him pay for it.
Yeah, just smart play there by Kiko to see the mismatch of the body and just take advantage of it. Wow, tip almost went in.
Almost went in. Thomas blocked from behind by Overstreet. Ball stays with the Vikings, and the shot clock will get reset to 20.
That block, he cocked his hand all the way back like he was spiking a volleyball on that.
Heiderscheit into Madsen, fall away jumper, banks home.
Impressive shots from the Vikings here in these first few minutes.
Nelson guarded by Saginaw. Good defense there from Saginaw, forcing the tough shot. Nelson able to get the offensive board back. Unable to finish it though is now Heiderscheit. Kick to the corner. Madsen drives on Thompson, puts up the tough fall away jumper. Murphy keeps it alive. Madsen inside, blocking foul and 2 shots coming for Madsen as he's been on attack mode here in this first half.
I think the Vikings might have listened in on the broadcast because but they are doing everything as of us, controlling the ball, getting the boards. They've dominated the board so far to start. Only 2-minute sample size, but very good, quick start here in the second half of the Vikings.
Madsen short on the first free throw. Free throw has been a bit of an issue for the Vikings as a whole, just shooting 71% as a team. For reference, their opponents shooting 75% on the season. An 11-point game now, though, as Madsen able to knock down the second. He's up to 16. Vikings get it within 11 here. Kiko backdoor. Madsen comes away with the steal as Jax gets it up to Keegan Heiderscheit. Heiderscheit hesitates, now matched up on Kiko. He'll pass it out to Saginaw. Saginaw with Shota on him. Backs down inside, puts up the shot, and a foul called on Shota.
Another one to go.
And now Saginaw will go to the line to shoot 2.
Saginaw will shoot 2.
Vikings a little more aggressive so far here through the opening minutes here of this second half. Just been getting inside a little more, not settling for as many outside looks, and have just been attacking more downhill towards the basket.
Yeah, and the thing was they were aggressive in that first half, but they just laid off the gas. The Saints never did because it was so quick out of the gate in that first half, and the Vikings kind of laid off. Saints never did. But now the Vikings back with intensity. The thing is they need to keep it throughout the first and second half.
Kiko inside, tough finish, no good. Rebound by Murphy. Nice play there from Makai to stay on the ground.
And not a friendly rim for the Saints so far in the second half either.
A lot of contact inside. Sagadahl keeps it alive. Heiderscheit fakes the pass, dumps it down to Murphy, and then an offensive foul drawn by Kiko on Heiderscheit. For Heiderscheit, that'll be his second, team first of the second half. I think if you're the Vikings, you don't want that offensive foul to kind of dismay you from attacking. It's been a good start for him here on the offensive end. I've gotten a lot of great looks as Kiko inside, misses the jam. And then Shoto gonna get it right back. Thompson kicks it though, scramble for it near the sideline. Sagadahl kept it alive, gets it to Thomas. As now Tion inside, fakes the shot, a lot of contact, and a foul on Overstreet.
And yeah, not to persuade them at all from going on the inside, because they've been drawing fouls, and if they're not drawing fouls, they're getting bored and putting it back up. And now the Saints in the scramble, they're going to take a time. They can press resume after this timeout.
So 2 shots coming here for Thomas. It was the first foul on Overstreet. First free throw is good from Thomas. It'll be interesting too. It's been a chippy game throughout in this one. A lot of contact on the inside. It's going to be interesting to see if that whistle tightens a little bit here on the referees, if there's going to be more called on the inside. As here's Nelson on the inside, going up and around. Heiderscheit in for 2.
Yeah, and they have let a lot of some of the plays go, little rough plays here and there, but a lot of pretty solid calls here were made so far to start the second.
Overstreet able to force the turnover on Heiderscheit as now Shoto will bring it up. Shoto inside, and a foul called as he was bumping with Sagadahl, and I think they got it on Murphy on the reach-in.
Foul by number 25 behind Murphy, his second, team second.
They're going to give Shoto the free throws here. I think Bethany thought it was going to be on the floor, but Shoto had started his shooting motion is what the call was.
Yeah, I think he was fumbling around with the ball, and that's what made the ref call the shooting foul.
So one shot here for Shoto. Second free throw, no good. Heiderscheit unable to come away with it. Shoto lost it on the way up, and then that ball bounces and is still alive. Shoto gonna kick it out. Thompson, three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound by Tion Thomas as he'll get it over to Madsen. So gap stays at 10 points. And a foul on the way up as Madsen will go to the line to shoot 2. It'll be on Thompson.
And just pushing it again into the paint, and once again gets another drawn foul here from the Saints. And they are got to be in bonus here.
Madsen at the line.
Couple of substitutions at the scorer's table as Madsen again unable to hit that first free throw. It's been a struggle at the line for Jax. He's been short on the first and then is able to rebound and make the second, but would just love to be making both here as Vikings leaving some points at the free throw line.
And if the Vikings put all these free throws in, we'd probably be looking at a lot closer of a game here.
So an empty trip for both teams from the free throw line leaves it as a 10-point game. 4 minutes played in this second half. Nelson. Kick out to Nelson here once again. Open 3, short. Rebound by Akpati, who will pass it up the floor to Madsen. Pass into Sagadahl. It ends up out of play.
Back into the Saints number 2, Mo Washington.
And Washington will replace Kiko. Sagadahl inbounds to Akpati. Pass off to Madsen. Madsen dumps inside Mamat. Fakes it, now puts it up and in, and can't get it to go as he's strong off the back iron.
Tough run there.
Overstreet pass over to Crockett Jr., unable to hit the three. Thomas comes away with the rebound as now he'll look to press it up the floor. Madsen trailer three off right, but Saginaw call it a pass. He puts it in for two.
Will he get the assist?
I don't think so on that one. That one looked like a shot, and we're going to get a timeout call by the Saints. I think conference continuing to grow.
And the one thing it won't tell you is the forecast. And I'll tell you, the forecast of this game has changed as it's not raining threes anymore. It's kind of dried up.
Well, it's dried up for both teams, with the Vikings finding success on the inside, an increase in defensive intensity as well as drawing them back a little closer to the Saints. Halftime deficit cut in half. 10 on the shot clock here for Crockett Jr. As he loses it off his foot, Madsen comes away with it. Pass off to Johnson. Johnson inside to Mamat. Pass out to Johnson. Now Akpati. DJ kick over into the corner. Thought that Johnson was a little deeper into the corner. Ends up out of play, and it's another turnover here for the Vikings. And you don't want those creeping into your possessions here. It's hard to develop a rhythm. Vikings have had some good momentum in this half. Turnover still an issue. It's been more of an issue for the Saints. Had one and have doubled that total since the start of the second half. As Washington inside and a foul on Johnson. As Mo Washington will go to the line to shoot two.
It's a really good job by Washington in that cut. Just a little step there to get out of position. Just honestly almost better as a foul because it looks like a free layup there.
Washington able to knock down the first free throw. And unable to hit the second. Rebound to Bethany. 9-point game here. 14 minutes to go in this second half. Akpati inside. Pass over to Mamat. Tough finish. Put off the glass as it was blocked by Penny. As Mamat struggled to catch it cleanly. Otherwise, he might have had a quick two. Is now Overstreet. Guarded by Akpati, now guarded by Johnson. Johnson doing a nice job of forcing Overstreet to his left, and then Akpati able to force the jump ball. They'll stay with the Saints. So shot clock will stay at 11 here for Scholastica. Pass into Penny. Nelson steps back. Good defense there from Saginaw. 4 on the shot clock. Penny inside, left-hand layup off glass, unable to finish. And the rebound poked away to Saginaw here for Bethany. Saginaw hesitates, now puts up the three-pointer, unable to hit. Mamat push from behind. Washington falls on the ball, and we're going to get a lot of shoving here right in front of the Bethany bench. As the coaches were quick to keep the players off the floor here right in front of Bethany's bench as Mamat and Washington went at it. And now we're gonna get both teams returning to their benches here. Great job by the officials and the coaches to
not bigger than it needed to be.
And credit to Scholastica too, busting it down there, trying to pull their players out of the pile and whatnot. Down to this end of the floor, play resumes. Saginaw into the corner. Akpati going to line up a three-pointer, unable to hit. Rebound to Penny. Again, the wall kind of gone dry a bit for three-pointers for both teams as Nelson turns. Pass over Akpati, doesn't get over him. Akpati gets inside, and then a foul. I don't know if that would be on And it is on Overstreet as Overstreet picks up his second.
Overstreet, his second, team sixth. Hendricks in for the Vikings.
So Hendricks gets in for Bethany as Saginaw will take a seat.
Overstreet going to
Overstreet, Nelson, and Washington all head to the bench as well. So inbound in here for Bethany. Akpati crosses over, goes to his left, pass off to Hendricks. Hendricks back out to Akpati, wide open three-pointer. Gotta have it, gotta get it, and he got it.
He's really in the well after all. Single-digit game.
Felt like there was a lid on the three-point basket for the Vikings. Finally get one to go. It's within 6 now. As Penny, guarded by Hendricks, crosses over, gonna put up a 15-footer. Good closeout from Hendricks, but a better roll. And that's an 8-point game now as Akpati crosses over. Madsen three-pointer, unable to hit. Lamont keeps it alive and gets it in the corner, but then has it poked away by Penny as now Scholastica will walk it up. And Kai Penny has been huge in this second half the past few minutes. Rocket inside. Gonna get it back out. Penny crosses over. Is Brockman guarding him. Puts up a long-range two, unable to hit. Lamont able to get the rebound. Pass up ahead. Madsen inside, right-hand layup, unable to finish. Brockman unable to get there in time, and Penny comes away with the rebound.
Finally able to get a good defensive stand against Madsen there. He's been owning them in the paint this half.
I think I would have loved to see Madsen. Everybody wanting to travel. I think there was a little bit of contact there that kind of helped it, but there was still no call as now it's stuck in the corner. Pass gets deflected and out of play. As Bethany wanted the ball there. It's 2 seconds on the shot clock, and now Overstreet, Saginaw, and Thomas all come back in. You can feel the intensity is really picking up here in this second half.
Yeah, and two teams that come hot out of the halves are little motions riding highs. It's been a back and forth type of a game all day long.
So 2 seconds on the shot clock here. Passing to Thompson. He's going to throw it up as Johnson comes away with it. Will look to run the floor. Thomas hesitates. Now looks to drive. Gets it to Saginaw. Three-pointer on the way.
Hey.
Thompson, guarded by Brockman. Brockman gonna bring it back now. Overstreet gonna lob it in to Keichel. Ball poked away by Thomas. And out of bounds, it'll be Saints basketball. Washington and Heiderscheid still back in here for the Saints and for the Vikings. Akpati will take a seat.
Yeah, one thing I like to say is the Vikings have been way better off the switch in the second half, not letting as much as these open threes. And again, they're not really falling much for the Saints at all, but Vikings are a little to credit to that.
Crockett Jr. with 9. Overstreet going to bring it back. Thomas guarding him. Now Washington inside. Wild shot, no good. Thomas comes away with it. Tion to Johnson. Kick into the corner. Saginaw hand in his face. Unable to hit. Think the roof would have came off it. Now Overstreet looking to run. He's going to take it inside. Saginaw bringing it the other way. Wants it. Gotta have it. Can't get it. Heiderscheid almost put the putback slam. And Keichel now going to run the floor.
It's
Johnson
chaos.
and Saginaw back. And it's just going to be a walk it down here to Overstreet. Man, oh man, Heiderscheid wanted that putback. And we're going to get a foul. As Crockett tried to split a double team, and it'll be on Heiderscheid. That'll be his third, team 5th here of the half as Madsen will come back in.
What a sequence. Just nothing able to fall. We could have had a few highlight plays there, but ended up with nothing from both sides, really. Saints had some nice ones, just couldn't get anything. Then the Vikings rush it on. Still a 5-point game.
Overstreet going to take the three, unable to hit. Heiderscheid comes away with the rebound as he'll pitch it up ahead. Sagadahl going to drive to his right, gets inside, right-hand layup, no good. Washington going to get fouled, and it'll be Saints ball the other way. It'll be the 16th foul. Important to note that the next foul on either team will put the other in the bonus. So no more fouls to give on either side. We'll be shooting free throws the rest of the way anytime there's a foul.
And something tells me we'll have a few more fouls.
It's been everything you want in a basketball game. You've had high-flying moments. You've had intensity throughout. Saints led by 16, now down to 5. Kiko inside, able to finish over Brockman for 2.
Tough bucket there. But a lot of the Vikings inside there. The Saints showing a little bit of muscle.
Heiderscheid has it poked away by Washington. And it'll be Bethany basketball here. Still 22 on the shot clock. Thomas to inbound. Gets it in towards Brockman. Kiko just pokes it out. Heiderscheid able to get it this time, washed by Washington as he'll look for Sagadahl. Gets poked to the other side, and he'll stay with Bethany once again. And I tell you what, Washington has been hounding Heiderscheid and has made it difficult for Bethany to get going on offense.
Yeah, and some of these buckets haven't fell for the teams in the first half, but the intensity might have just increased. It's just both of these teams in a dogfight with each other right now, and neither of them really just laying off the gas, even though the buckets aren't going the same.
Sagadahl looks to get downhill, pull up 15-footer, it rattles out. Shots just haven't been there. Now Washington running up ahead and poked away by Madsen.
Good hustle. Same stuff we were seeing from the Saints in the first half, and now Vikings able to do just the same.
It'll stay with the Saints. Again, great hustle from Madsen, not allowing the basket. I think the slowed pace not really helping the Vikings. I think it's working more in favor of the Saints as now Madsen going to take the three-pointer, able to knock it down.
Bang.
But again, the Vikings can get in more of a rhythm here if the pace kind of picks up. It's favoring the Saints a little bit, the slow pace. But Madsen able to put the three within 4 now for the Vikings. Crockett looking to break down Brockman, puts up the shot, blocked by Brockman.
Tough, dude.
Thomas, Madsen, 3.
Transition.
Man down, Jackson. The threes have been there so far the past couple of minutes. Could be something that really unlocks the Vikings offense as we see a little bit of full court pressure. They're able to get it in, and Nelson came and helped out Shoto. Nelson off to Kiko. Now Thompson. Shoto. Thompson. Gonna pass it into Kiko. Kiko backing down on Brockman. Kicks it out. Shoto, 2-pointer. Unable to hit. Thomas slaps it down, and then Overstreet stepped out of bounds and touched it. And it'll be Bethany basketball here as Mamat subs back in. And a chance to take the lead from 16 down here for the Vikings. Akpati fakes the handoff, looks to get downhill, pass to Madsen. Madsen pull up, 18-footer, unable to hit. Sagadahl! The athleticism able to put it in. He's up to 19. Vikings lead. Nelson backdoor, stolen by Madsen. Madsen running the floor, Akpati. Hesitates, gets inside. Pass off to Jax. Jax has it poked away and then gets clobbered, and he'll go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1.
And big free throws here for Madsen.
And they're actually going to give it to Shoto, as that will be his third, team's 7th here. So it's a 1-and-1 for Madsen.
And the foul's on the board. Show you what kind of path it's been from what that the 3-point was so key in the first half. It kind of switched. Everything's just been switching in the second half, favor of the Vikings. Now it's ground and pound through the paint. And Madsen's really been taking advantage of it, just not able to take advantage at that free throw line.
It's been a struggle for him all afternoon, as another empty trip there for Jacquez Overstreet. Going to step back over Thomas, banks it home. Whatever bank he's got, I want it, because it's open on a Saturday. Overstreet able to knock it in. Akpati inside, Mamat blocked by Washington. And then goes
test there.
Behind the back, dumps it off for Shoto, and then out of play. And it'll be a turnover here to the Vikings, now trailing by 1 once again. Saginaw and Madsen have combined for 41 of the Vikings 63. Akpati, three-pointer.
Bang, bang. Saints just a little struggling right now, trying to get some contested the three. There's been a little less hustle than they had in that first half.
DJ up to 13, Overstreet gonna pass it out. Thompson into Kiko, able to get it in for 2.
Nice job getting around there in for the paint.
All tied at 66. Two teams that have had many games between them, a lot of close battles, conference championships games between them. Before the Saints moved out, Saginaw deep!
From
oh, baby!
The forecast changing again.
From way downtown, Vikings back out in front. Thompson into Kiko. Kiko back out Overstreet. Gonna drive inside. Thompson open 3. Got it! Back and forth we go.
It's pouring.
Tied at 69 apiece. Saginaw inside. Kiss off the glass, no good. Mamat inside and a foul. As he'll go to the line to shoot 2. And that'll be the second on Washington, as Isaac Mamet will go to the line to shoot 2. 4:24 remaining here in this one. It's been back and forth here in this second half.
The ways these teams have flipped the switch from quick to slow pace. It's been amazing to watch here. Both teams matching each other's intensity from start to finish, and the score shows.
Mamet 0 for 3 at the line on the season. Make that 1 for 4 as he's able to knock it in, and we're going to get a timeout from Coach Garvin. Maybe a chance to just catch our breath in what's been a whirlwind of this second half. Saginaw and Matt. For stats and for other stories as the season goes on, you can go to blcvikings.com and look under the men's basketball page. 4:18 to go, a 1-point game. Vikings haven't come back from down 16 at half. Kiko inside, tough defense from Murphy, able to put it in for 2. As pressure shown by the Saints, and Akpati will now walk it up here for Bethany. Saints back up by 1. Akpati into Murphy. Takes it up strong, unable to finish. Can't get the tip back, and now the Saints looking to run. Murphy going to be behind the play here as he's able to get back. And now Overstreet with it, going to lob it into Kiko. Kiko working with a size advantage, and then draws the foul on Thomas, and that'll send Kiko to the line for 1-and-1.
Fouls pile on here as both teams just showing crazy work and intensity there on both sides and just pushing the pace. Big free throws here for the Saints.
Juco is at 17 points here on the night, unable to finish that one, but Thompson able to keep it alive. Juco pass over to Crockett Jr. Good defense there by Akpati to keep in front. Washington will give it off to Overstreet. 10 on the shot clock. Overstreet crosses over, puts up the three and buries it.
There's that first half Overstreet we were looking at. Nice look, he buries it.
Akpati inside, blocked by Overstreet, and then Juco comes away with it. There's good defense there. Crockett Jr. crosses back over. Guarded by Thomas, and we're going to get, I think, a foul on the inside as I think they got Thomas outstretching his hands as Crockett was trying to drive. It'll be the third on Thomas, and will again be 1-1 at the free throw line. Again, the offensive board's killing the Vikings in this one. And it proved dividends there as Overstreet was able to knock down that three-pointer to make it a 4-point game, now 5 thanks to the free throw from Crockett.
Yeah, and they were getting after the boards to start in the second half, but now as we get on, it's been a little bit more of the Saints creeping in. Now the Saints are starting to win on those boards.
Crockett able to knock down both. 6-point game. Under 3 minutes to play. Sagadahl off to Madsen. Madsen double off the screen, able to keep it alive. Tried to fire it to Mamet. Now Thompson will bring it up the floor and will slow things down as the turnovers coming back to bite. It's been sloppy here on the offensive end out of the timeout for the Vikings. Overstreet gonna take the three, too strong. Rebound to Akpati.
Vikings gotta push the tempo here.
DJ inside, stops. Gonna kick it to the corner. Madsen just gonna keep it high, shoot it high, unable to hit, and then a foul on the way through on Sagadahl. And it's just a couple of just rush possessions here, seemingly just taking the air out of the Vikings' sails.
And the Saints showing us a little of what we saw in that first half, just getting after it, getting in that hard work in the paint, getting after it defensively. And there a little bit of those screens starting to creep in from what we saw in
this half. I think it'd be good for them to just try to go up strong and start making shots again. They've allowed the Saints to kind of start controlling things on the inside here in the second half.
Yeah, we've seen it. As soon as we went back to the three-point game, it's been the Saints. But what the Vikings were doing in the start of that second half was working. Hard work inside the paint and making the Saints really have to go at them. And with the fouls the way they are, get to the line.
Second free throw, no good. Rebounded by Madsen, but more importantly, it's up near a 3-possession game here for the Saints. And now another turnover. Washington loses it. Sagadahl able to come away with it. Now a chance to break here for the Vikings. Gonna pull up from way downtown. Sagadahl! Oh my goodness, against the grain of play, able to knock down a huge three. Puts it back to a 4-point game as now Akpati doing great on the defensive end here against Crockett. It's now in the hands of Overstreet. He's had the hot hand throughout. Guarded by Thomas, crosses back over. 10 on the shot clock. Crockett goes to his right, puts up a three, and knocks it down.
Three ball going back for the Saints.
Crockett had been quiet until the past few minutes. Sagadahl feeling it. Got
Bang!
it.
Will not be denied.
The reigning UMAC player of the week with 2 huge buckets and it
rings.
So Overstreet with 23 for these Saints. Crockett adding in 18. You have Juco with 18. The Vikings gonna play it straight up for now and just look to defend here as we hit the 1 minute to go mark as Akpati pounding Crockett. Now Overstreet guarded by Thomas. And Overstreet ends up losing it. Crockett guarded by Akpati with 8. Overstreet with 5. Overstreet three-pointer. Banks it in! Oh my goodness! Jacquez Overstreet. Saginaw off to Madsen, three-pointer off left iron. Saginaw unable to come away with it. Keichel the rebound. And Overstreet gets fouled. And what a game from him. He's just had answer time and time again. And that one right there, shot clock winding down the bank. Like I said earlier, what bank does he go to? It's open on a Saturday.
Overstreet at the line.
Yeah, and really the 3-point game for the Saints been falling. And they were able to put that back in the final latter stages of this game and really looking to close it out now. That first one doesn't fall, so critical one there.
He's going to look back on this game, I think, for a long time, just with the amount of shots that he's had to come up with. And you could see it in that last possession, too. They were working the ball around, and Akpati was doing great on Washington. Thomas even forced Overstreet to kind of fumble it, but when he needed it, was able to create space, knock the three down with the bank, and puts this game pretty much on ice, an 8-point game. Saints will be in the Iowa game all those years ago. Texas A&M came down from what? It was 13 with like 2 minutes to go or something like that. We're able to win in March Madness, so still anything can happen. Madsen gonna put up the shot here, misses everything, and ends up out of play. And that looks like it might just about do it here. Vikings gonna go defense, offense, as well as Saints. 18.9 here on the shot clock, and it was great second half here. Got chippy in the middle parts, but as the game kept going on, it was back and forth, really hard-fought game from both teams. Very gritty on both sides for the Vikings to really fight back into it the way they did, for the Saints to keep on it and not panic when the Vikings made it all the way back.
Yeah, and the scoreboard won't really show you how close this game was, especially near the end. The Saints just got a few nice ones to fall.
And
they're going to end up taking this.
I think you also look at it, too, the timeliness of the timeouts. I think that's something that is so important within, you know, just the coaching aspects of it, too, and just being able to call timeouts in the right spot. And head coach Christian Butler in his first season here at Scholastica, pulling the strings at the right time and just keeping his team calm and in it, and not allowing things to get too far out of hand with his team. Made those timeouts at the right time, where is able to pull the right strings with the plays that they ran, and are in the position they are now, looking for win number 2 on the year, as Saginaw unable to hit that one. We're going to get a foul on Kai Penny, and we'll walk it down the floor one more time as we're under 10 seconds here.
Still getting hounded on defensively.
For the Saints, they'll move to 2-4 on the season. This is their, I believe, their 4th UMAC team that they've played so far this season. They've played Wisconsin, Superior, Northwestern, and Northland. Now moving to 2-2 against all the former opponents in conference. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they'll fall to 1-4, and as I mentioned, look forward to some time off to recover a little bit here over Thanksgiving break, and we'll dribble it out here as the time ticks off, and that will do it. The Saints able to come to Mankato and win it 87-76, our final score. Final thoughts here on the game from you, Josh.
Yeah, it's a really good game.